The the direction of the logical structure is also given by the cloud of Ishimoku that are called the SS cloud, and is linked to the SS cloud is also linked to the direction, linked to the direction. Yes, TK give the direction for sure, but it's also linked to the direction. In a certain way, I would explain to you how it is linked to. So we have many steps of the for the speed, the bigger step. Let us start with Fufu in creation. The first step. Let me erase this line, please. Let me erase this line and this line. Okay. As you remember, our Fufu in creation is simply this part of the chart of the Ishimoku cloud. This part where he has an eye like an alien eye, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that when the clouds start to be created like this, you have the candle was, when the fufu started to be created, the candle started to be printed from here. Like, first of all, we had the TK correction, right? That started above here, but the fufu start to be created from this candle. But at the bottom of the fufu here, the candle were, when you take 25 candle before, the candle were this candle. I didn't took 25. Let me take 25. And then where this candle, that's the best moment where you could have entered. You could have placed a position here and enter just right here. Like this. I wanted to draw a stop loss. Like this. And then from here, the price goes up, right? That's one of the best moment to enter in this fufu in creation. Then the next one is when fufu is already created, right? When fufu is created, it is exactly at this point. And the candle are at this level. When you pick this, and then you will see 25 candle before. The candle is at this level exactly. Now, the best moment to enter is when it touch Tenkan, because when the candle are out of thin air like this, is a reversal sign. It will return back to Tenkan and Kijun. So you can enter here. But when you see this entry, is a little bit far advanced to the upside than this first one, right? So that means that the best entry is mostly when we are in the fufu is being created, is in creation, right? So the most earlier entry. And the fufu in creation has the ability to make you identify the fact that ticket correction start to end where Tenkan incline to the upside. Yeah, right. So and Tenkan and ticket correction also give you an entry at this point. So it's actually a fufu in creation, the end of the middle of fufu in creation and the end of the ticket correction are actually give almost the same entry. And that's the most earlier entry. That's the best moment to enter in this trend. Even before you have a ticket course or a cloud course again. One of the best moments. Because you know that in upper time frame, you have a confirmation to upside. So a confirmation of for our TK snake, that forces you the price to keep going to the upside. So now, let us start with the first speed. The first speed is a fresh speed. The first speed is called fresh. It starts from the TK cross here till the first plateau of SSB. Like when the fufu has just been finished to be created, SSA goes above SSB, and then, but SSB is still in plateau. Then SSB create an inclination to the upside. So before, when you start seeing SSB start being a plateau again, the freshness of the cloud has just ended at this level. So let us take a ruler and see where the candle was at the beginning of the freshness, then at the end of the freshness. So we have a 25 candle like this. So we got this, and then the first candle, the candle when the cloud just crossed was this one. And then this one is an entry. Okay, this one is an entry where you can enter for the fresh. Then the freshness of the clouds keep going up till it ends just right at this candle, just at this green candle at this level. So we have actually the space, the number of candles that the freshness of the cloud just created are those set of candles here, right? Okay. So you can actually enter in the middle between those set of candles at the Tenkan, and you can buy there. Okay. So that's the first speed. Let's all look at the next speed. The next speed is called the Young speed. It needs an appearance of three plateau. You need an appearance of three plateau maximum. So the freshness start here, ended here, but the first speed will have this plateau, and this plateau. When you see three plateau, those are the youngness of a speed of SS, right? So you can basically have at this point a candle just here. The candle of the end of the youngness, because the youngness start from this part of the cloud, this here to this one. That is, this interval is the youngness of the cloud. And the candles that have been created, that I think it can end here. I think it can end here. Let me put here till the end at this point. When the fourth plateau starts like this, is the end of the youngness. I will prefer to take this one. So this is where the candle finish. So okay, so but the first candle of the youngness is from this one. So we basically have this whole set of candles that are part of the youngness of the cloud. Okay, and you can actually enter in this Kijun. So you can have a Kijun for the young as an entry. You can actually enter again here. So you have some entry here, right, for the youngness, but it's not earlier than the Fufu creation. It's not earlier than a fresh. That's what I'm trying to picture to you. Those are the first entries. This one will be another entry at Kijun here. This one will be another entry for the youngness of the cloud. So after the youngness of the cloud, so after three plateau, youngness has three plateau. After 1, 2, 3 plateau, you have the beginning of the fourth plateau, give you the beginning of the fourth, the next speed, that's the adult SS, like the cloud, I call it SS. And the candles were at this level just here in the back. This was the candle. And from here to when the clouds start becoming fat again here, we have candle. We have something. We have so all of this part of the cloud from this fourth plateau till the up here, when the cloud start becoming fat again at the top here, that's the end of an adult cloud. Fat again at both. That's the end of another cloud. And the set of candles that took it are those set of candles here, as you can see. So you can have some entries in between, in the middle, like at this point, but it will not be too much. It will be maybe your latest chance to take against this trend. Your latest chances. So after that, you have you will have a reversal at this point. All right. Let us talk first of all about the reversal, the fat reversal. Yeah, you have a fat reversal here. When the cloud is fat here, the candles are at which point again? Let me put the candles. The candles are just basically at this level, all right? And then from here, you can see that the cloud is not rising too much again, but start instead to bend down. That bending down of the cloud signals this reversal of the candles. Okay, so that's it basically for this one. But sometimes you can come back. We can come back. It can be just a small reduction of a fat. Then the cloud keep continuing. Let us look at this example. At this point, the cloud was very fat, and the candles were at this level, right? The candle was at this level, this candle basically. Then the market just reduced the cloud like this to the upside. But after that, the market keep continuing to the same direction. It's not completely reverse to the upside like this. Just because when you do a top-down analysis for this speed understanding, you will realize that at this point in time, you got in 4 hours a freshness of TK cost. So this reduction was just to have a first Tenkan touch, yeah, and the 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 candle must continue down because the freshness of a TK has a lot of power, a lot of speed, a lot of momentum that drag the price to the downside. So you cannot expect the price to reverse in 1 hour here to the upside because in 4 hours you still have a lot of power. That's the reasoning that you must have. But it is something different when you go at the bottom of the at the end of the trend here in 1 hour. In this particular case, in 1 hour, the trend was already finished, right? And then when this TK fat, the candle was at this level. When this TK fat started reducing, but this reduction created a new trend. Why? It's just because when you go on 4 hour, you will see that the price was at a zone, at an 4 hour zone at this level. You see that you can see a support here of Tenkan. For example, a support here. That zone reject the price to the upside, make the price turn because that zone create a cheaper, that's a cheap price zone. So that is different from the first zone when we were at the above here. There were no support here that make reverse the price until at the bottom here, right? So that's the reasoning that you must have. That's the reasoning that you must have. That's what I'm trying to say, that there are parts where you just lose fat without reversal, but there are fat reversal point. So let us look at live market. We look at the live market for the cloud and also for the TK, because in the previous video I forgot to mention. Let us look at the live market. In this live market, what do you see? What is the step? What is the stage of the speed here? In which phase of the speed for the cloud are we in? We are literally creating what? Scissors. SSA is going up, SSB is going down. At this level, that's why I was telling you that the actual trend is going to the downside, but you see green candles. Just to remember you, that's a scissor. So this market will keep going up. But let's talk about first of all the volume of SS, right? The volume of which volume are we in now? We are in a fat reversal, isn't it? We are literally in a fat reversal because we got a fat SS here, right? That is reducing, and the candle are going to the upside. That's the fast reversal where we are in. So let's also do also for the TK. For the TK, I will do it in this video, right? Just for the sake of understanding, because I forgot to do it in the last video. This one is what? Is a young, because we have one touch of Tenkan now, is a young TK, right? The freshness end when we have a first Tenkan touch. It is a young TK. So that's a little bit what I'm trying to show you. So now let's look at this one. At which stage of SS are we in? Of the cloud are we in now? At which stage of the cloud are we in now in the live market? If you go back, you will realize that we are still in the fresh stage, right? Because why are we still in a fresh stage, in a fresh step? Because the only young step will happen when SSB will go up like this and create a new plateau on the upside. When you will create a new plateau, at the beginning of the new plateau, we can say that we are in a young stage. But this part is just a fresh cloud. It's just a fresh cloud. Okay, that's what I'm trying to mean. So let us keep moving to the next. Okay, let us look at this one. Let us look at this one. Let us look at this one particularly. At which stage of the cloud are we in? When we look at this one was a fresh cloud. But let us count plateau, 1 plateau, 2 plateau, 3 plateau. This one is then the young stage. That was fresh, young cloud, fresh cloud, young cloud. Then from this now, all of this is an adult cloud. Do you get the point right? That's exactly what I was telling you. Fresh cloud, young cloud, 3 plateaus, and then the rest would be will directly be the remaining the adult. All of what is happening now is the adult till we cross back down. So let us do the TK checking. I did not do it in the last video. So now for the TK, this one was the correction, right? But this one is what? A beginning of a fresh separation. So we are basically at a fresh stage. After the correction, there is a fresh stage. So we can basically wait Tenkan to separate from Kijun here and wait when the price touches Tenkan to start entering this uptrend. Okay. Wow. So let us do for this one. Let us start with the cloud. How is the cloud now? The cloud is at which stage? We got what? A first inclination to the downside. This one was what? Fresh cloud. But since we just have a plateau of FCCB, this one is not then the young stage. This is the first plateau of the young stage. So we are in a young stage of SSA. Okay. But let us do now for the TK, since I did not do it in the last video. The TK was fresh until we touched Tenkani. This one was the fresh version of TK. Then the young is all of this, the young. The young we will finish basically as soon as we cross this part of the cloud here in the future. If TK comes like this and then TK cross here, we start having the adult TK. But for the moment, we are in a young market, in a young TK cross, in a young volume. That still have the impulse to go down. Okay, that's a young volume. That's how you look at it. So I basically recover from me forgetting to do TK, and I also did the SS volume cloud. I'm happy about that. So now let me give you an exercise. Identify the speed of each volume of the cloud, each volume type of the cloud, SS, then and name it and give the reason why. As I tell you, don't just give the reason. Don't just send a screenshot. Also give the reason why it is a young stage, a fresh stage, a fat reversal, and all. That's how you can look at it. So put your answer in the group. Don't criticize, don't judge. Only positive vibes, and let us grow up together.